Get ready for the action, because the AFC North is shaking up. We start with the Pittsburgh Steelers and the offseason breakdown showing the biggest weaknesses and improvements across the division. We look at how General Manager Omar Khan addressed the receiver situation with Michael Pittman Jr. and the draft pick of Jeremy Bernard, and we dive into the passing offense statistics, including Aaron Rodgers' performance and the big question mark surrounding Rodgers' future for the 2026 season.
Stop using your finger for notes, sketches, and edits. This Jam Jake stylus pen gives your iPad a smoother, more precise writing feel with palm rejection so your hand can rest naturally on the screen. It charges fast, works for hours, and comes with replacement tips. Perfect for school, work, or creative projects. Check the link in the comments to grab it on Amazon.
Next up, we shift focus to the Baltimore Ravens and their defensive struggles. We examine how the Ravens' pass rush ranked 28th in the NFL last season, and the pivot they made by signing Bengals pass rusher Trey Hendrickson and drafting Zion Young to shore up that unit. We'll explore the roster surprises, including the depth at tackle positions, and see what the team is doing to build a truly disruptive pass rush for the future. Now it's time for the Cincinnati Bengals. We are breaking down the massive defensive overhaul they made, adding players like Cassius Howell and Jonathan Allen to bolster the front seven, which is expected to significantly improve their pressure rate. We'll look at the additions to the defensive line, including Myles Murphy and Dexter Lawrence, and how these changes aim to elevate the entire defense to compete for the division crown. Finally, we look at the Cleveland Browns and the path to the top. We analyze what analyst Trevor Sikkema believes is the key to flipping the narrative for the Browns in the AFC North, focusing on the transition away from John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin. We discuss how adding a quarterback stepping up could be the easiest path forward, and we wrap up with what it takes for the Browns to go from worst to first. The AFC North concluded its 2025 season underperforming expectations, with several teams failing to reach their playoff aspirations. The Cincinnati Bengals struggled significantly, battling through another season-ending injury to Joe Burrow. In contrast, the Pittsburgh Steelers emerged as the division's top team, while the Cleveland Browns remained a formidable presence. This offseason, every team implemented strategic upgrades aimed at boosting performance. For the Pittsburgh Steelers, the focus was on reinforcing their receiving core. Following the realization that the starting trio of Adam Thielen, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, and Calvin Austin III lacked impact, General Manager Omar Khan made significant moves. The team traded for receiver Michael Pittman Jr. and drafted Jeremy Bernard to solidify the starting lineup, bolstered by backups like Roman Wilson, Ben Skowronek, and Caden Wetchin. The passing offense, which ranked 17th in EPA play, is looking to improve, with Aaron Rodgers averaging 6.7 yards per attempt. While Rodgers' future remains uncertain, the team is aiming for increased efficiency. The organization has also addressed the quarterback position through past drafts, selecting Will Howard and Drew Aller, with Mason Rudolph under contract, though Rodgers' performance metrics, including his drop-back efficiency, highlight lingering concerns. The Baltimore Ravens faced challenges with their pass rush, which ranked 28th in the NFL with 30 sacks last season and suffered from injuries and a lack of a true disruptor on the outside. After backing out of a trade for Max Crosby, the Ravens pivoted, signing Bengals pass rusher Trey Hendrickson and drafting Zion Young. Hendrickson is a proven force, while Young offers run-stopping power with pass-rushing upside. The team's tackle situation is characterized by the perennial health issues of tackle Ronnie Stanley. The acquisition of undrafted free agent tackle Diego Pounds signals a calculated move to secure depth. The Cincinnati Bengals significantly overhauled their defense, which had been a point of criticism. The team added depth and talent, including drafting Cassius Howell and signing Jonathan Allen, Dexter Lawrence, and Boy Mafe. The defensive line saw a notable upgrade with additions like Myles Murphy, T.J. Slaton Jr., B.J. Hill, and Joseph Ossai, supplemented by Shemar Stewart and Howell. This infusion of talent is expected to elevate the team's pressure rate, which was 32.6% last season. While the secondary saw fewer direct additions, The improved pressure is anticipated to benefit starters like Jalen Davis and Dax Hill. The Cleveland Browns made a massive commitment to their offensive line, addressing glaring needs by acquiring Zion Johnson, Elgton Jenkins, and Titus Howard in free agency, alongside drafting Spencer Fano, Parker Brailsford, and Austin Barber. This influx of talent provides the new head coach, Todd Monken, with the versatility needed to deploy the best 5 linemen at any given time. While the Browns' defense is loaded, the area for improvement lies in creating a consistent threat opposite Myles Garrett, with interior players like Mason Graham and Malik Collins showing potential to disrupt the pocket. Alex Wright is projected to be the starter opposite Garrett, and the focus is on adding versatility to complicate opposing offensive schemes. The Pittsburgh Steelers are facing a challenging path in the 2026 NFL season, with analysis suggesting their schedule presents a significant test, particularly within the AFC North. According to Sharp Football Analysis 2026 NFL Strength of Schedule rankings, the Steelers are projected to have the 18th toughest schedule in the league based on projected win totals, placing them in the middle of the NFL's landscape. While not facing the absolute hardest schedule, Pittsburgh's schedule is characterized by familiar AFC North matchups, multiple AFC South games, and a heavy road schedule featuring 9 away games due to the NFL's rotating 17th game format. The concern stems from the specific competitive environment of the AFC North. The Bengals, Browns, and Ravens are projected to have easier paths, ranking higher in schedule difficulty. This disparity means the Steelers are not receiving the same projected reprieve as their division rivals. Experts caution that strength of schedule rankings, which rely on projected win totals rather than past performance, must be viewed in context. The Steelers are moving from a middle-of-the-pack schedule into another, but the context of future opponent projections makes the slate feel more demanding. Key challenges for Pittsburgh include road trips to teams like Philadelphia, New England, Jacksonville, Tampa Bay, and Tennessee, which could introduce variables related to quarterback play, travel, and the team's historical tendency to face tough contests on the road. At home, the Steelers will face measuring stick games against teams such as the Broncos, Texans, and Colts, alongside crucial NFC South matchups against the Falcons and Panthers that are vital for positioning themselves in the AFC playoff picture. Ultimately, while the Steelers are not facing an insurmountable gauntlet, the analysis underscores that their path is demonstrably harder than that of the rest of the AFC North. For Steelers fans, navigating this tougher schedule will be the defining factor in their season. The Pittsburgh Steelers are facing a significant dilemma as they await quarterback Aaron Rodgers' decision regarding his future with the franchise. Following his successful first season leading the team to an AFC North title, the Steelers organization has spent the offseason in limbo, waiting for confirmation on whether Rodgers will retire or return for another campaign. NFL insider Ian Rappaport reported on Thursday that while no deal is finalized, Rodgers is reportedly planning to meet with the Steelers organization over the weekend with the goal of working toward a return next season. Rappaport stated on X that sources suggest Rodgers will likely play for them in 2026, emphasizing that while a deal is not signed, Rodgers' intention is to play for Pittsburgh, and these meetings are steps toward that objective. This prospect presents a challenging scenario for the Steelers. While having Rodgers under center will undoubtedly increase the team's competitiveness this season, analysts suggest it makes it difficult for Pittsburgh to become a legitimate title contender. The risk is that the team could become too strong, potentially limiting their ability to draft high in the 2027 quarterback class, according to NFL writer Marcus Mosher. Furthermore, Rodgers' potential return stalls the franchise's ability to evaluate its developing quarterbacks, Will Howard and Drew Aller. Experts suggest the Steelers need a significant reset to move forward. This need for change has been ongoing since head coach Mike Tomlin stepped down after 19 seasons, but the team is reportedly dragging its feet in embracing the necessary difficult next steps. Cleveland Browns analyst believes AFC North is evenly matched, points to quarterback as key to ascent. Cleveland Browns fans and analysts are looking at a potential turnaround for the team in the AFC North, with one expert suggesting the division is now very evenly matched. Trevor Sikkema, on the Inside Coverage podcast, believes the Browns have significantly improved following the offseason, and that a quarterback stepping up is the most crucial factor in flipping the narrative for the team in 2026. Sikkema noted that removing John Harbaugh from the Ravens and Mike Tomlin from the Steelers suggests a more balanced landscape in the division. He highlighted the Browns' elite defense and increased offensive talent, specifically praising Todd Monken's contributions. The division itself has seen considerable transition. The Baltimore Ravens have been dominant recently, though recent struggles, such as a missed field goal, prevented them from securing the division even in a down year. Baltimore is also navigating a new head coaching situation with Jesse Minter, making future outcomes uncertain. Pittsburgh is undergoing a major coaching overhaul, with Mike Tomlin no longer in charge. Despite roster limitations, the team has reportedly upgraded its offense under new head coach Mike McCarthy, which analysts see as a potential boost. The defense remains a question mark, but some believe they can improve. Cincinnati, while experiencing a dip after recent contention, remains a threat due to its potent offense featuring Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. If the Bengals can bolster their defensive performance, they could certainly be in contention. For the Browns, analysts are painting them as a Cinderella story in the AFC North. While Sikkema acknowledges that finding a standout quarterback is a big what-if, he stresses that the roster possesses significant talent, bolstered by strong draft performances. He concludes that for the Browns to achieve a top spot, standout quarterback play is essential, especially if other division rivals struggle with their own transitions.